Hi guys, this is how to play Elevation by U2. This is one of the early rock riffs in my beginner's course and it's a great one to check out. Really easy. The main part of the riff just uses two chords, E major and A major. And then we have a few single notes for your verse riff, which sound really cool as well. Very easy, all on one string. And this is an ideal first venture into some single note rock style guitar playing. So straight into your main part of the song, the chorus riff, the rock riff at the start of the song. Sounds really cool, dead simple. We have E major on the first two beats. Both on the beat, both two down strums. 1, 2. That's your E major. 1, 2. We miss out beat 3, and during beat 3 we change to our A major chord. It doesn't strictly matter how you play these two chords, E and A, however you know how to do them. However, in my beginner's first lesson, we covered how to play an A chord like this. So with your first finger staying down on the third string, sliding over to the second fret, your middle finger going above that string on the same second fret, and your third finger going below it, making this way to play an A chord. You could do it with 3 fingers in a line, and you could play the same A chord with 3 fingers, with 1 finger covering 3 strings like this. So whichever way you do an A chord is absolutely fine, but we strum it with 2 down strums on the offbeat of 3 and on 4. So 3 and 4. That one again, so to a slow count. E, E, A, A. E, E, A, A. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so let's play that together. I'll do it slightly slower so that we can change chord, and I'd like you to play along to me. Get your electric guitar and play along to me. Also works on acoustic, but it's kind of meant to be an electric guitar rock riff. That's what it's designed for. Okay, so play along to me in 1, 2, 3, E chord. E, E, A, A. E, E, A, A. E, A, A. A, A. Keep it going. A, A. Perfect, and stop there. That sounds really great. If you can, we can put an extra 1 upstroke just before the first A. So E, E, up, down, 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 up, down, down. And that really adds a lot to this strumming pattern. It really kind of elevates it from being a total beginner riff to having some cool strumming in it, having a higher level strumming pattern. So that's something that I'd really advise you do. Down, down, up, down, down. So up, down, down on your A chord. If you just want to have a go at just that A chord part, up, down, down. The upstroke goes straight into a downstroke, up, down, down. If I just mute my strings for a second, so you can just hear the percussive kind of hit of my right hand. Up, down, down. Up, down, down. And with the first 2 strums of the E chord, 1, 2, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. So if you can add that this next time we have a playthrough really quickly, that would sound really great. Okay, from your E chords with the up, down, down on the A, in 1, 2, 3, 4. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, up, down, down. Down, down, keep it going. And hold it on your E. If you finish on your E chord, the riff kind of sounds finished. When you want to finish one of your riffs that you learn, if you finish on the chord that you started with, kind of sounds like it's done. Kind of good tip. And then that riff goes straight into what I'm calling riff 2. which is a single note riff for the verses. If you need any of this kind of writing down what we're covering here, click the link in the description below, which will take you to my website, where I have all the chords for this song and loads of other songs, all available for free. Please check it out. This second riff, we're going to have a quick introduction to tab, which is how we write down these single note riffs. As I say, this is fantastic if this is your first ever single note riff, or I guess if you're just a big fan of the song and a big fan of easy rock riffs. But we're going to be writing down, I'm going to show you how we write down, and then show you what tab means, how we write it down, and how this riff would be written in tab, so that you kind of get a bit more of a handle and a bit more introduction into this world of kind of tab and how we write down guitar-based music. If you ever want to learn guitar solos and more complex riffs, you're going to have to learn about tab at some point, so this is a great starting point. So what we write down on tab are fret numbers, and to be able to play the riff in the first place, you need to know what fret numbers these are. This is where we will start to use the dots on your guitar, possibly for the first time, or just a kind of quick reintroduction to what the dots actually mean. My guitar, this one, my Gretsch is slightly different in that it has a dot at first fret, which is quite unusual. Most guitars have their first dot at third fret. So 1, 2, 3, that should be where your first dot is. The second dot on most guitars, that would be 5th fret. And then the third dot on most guitars would be at 7th fret. I have another guitar which doesn't even have a dot at the 3rd fret. It is kind of standardized, but not for absolutely all guitars. Some guitars are a little different, and that's all good. So I'm going to refer to 7th fret sometimes as the 3rd dot on your guitar, but just be aware that, you know, aware of the dots on your guitar so that you know what I'm talking about. And then 5th fret, which is the other fret in this riff, is usually the 2nd dot on your guitar, but on mine it's the 3rd. More important than that, we need to use a certain finger for a certain fret. We kind of assign a finger to a fret. And for this riff, we need your 3rd finger starting at 7th fret, and we're going to have your 1st finger at 5th fret. So wherever the dots are, just make sure that's right, and get used to navigating the fretboard using the dots on your guitar. These fingers should kind of be on the tips of your fingers, and we're only going to ideally have one finger down at a time. And to start off with, we're going to just play 7th fret once with your 3rd finger, and then stop. We're just going to mute. Now you can actually mute. You can mute. We've covered some muting with your right hand, kind of muting like this, right hand muting. But there's actually no need. If you lay your fingers, you can still be on the tips, but have your 1st finger a little flatter to cover the other strings, and your 3rd finger just relaxes, stopping the note. So that finger was pressed down, holding the note down, and then at any time I can just relax it, and then it stops. So I have complete control using just one hand of when my guitar makes a noise and when it doesn't. So on beat 1 we play, on beat 2 you relax, still keep your finger on the string, otherwise you'll get kind of open strings ringing out, especially if you've got a lot of overdrive on your amplifier. But you pick, you relax, it stops. After that first note, we play 7 again, and then straight after it, play 5. So we have a pattern of 7th fret, 7th fret again, and then straight to 5. 7, 7, 5. Play that along to me in 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 7, 5. Both with the tips of your fingers, be right on the tips, kind of that claw hand that we learnt in lesson 1. 2, 3, 4, 7, 7, 5. Okay, if it's sounding like mine, then you know that you're doing it right. Ideally, we want there to be no space between the two notes when you actually change notes. So between 3rd finger and 1st, there should be no space. We're adding a space between the first two notes. Between 7 and 7, there's a nice pause. between 7 and 5. Make sure there isn't a pause, and as I say, possibly just go between the two of those notes to try and ensure that there isn't a space there. So to have a recap, we've gone 7, 7, 5, and then we're going to go 5 to open, or 0 fret. All on the thickest E string. Open, pause, open. So to recap from where we were, we went 7, mute, 7, 5. We want another mute there, so relax your first finger. And then 5, 0, 0. And I want you to make sure that you're doing that with your third finger to first finger to no fingers at all. But it's probably handy to keep your fingers in exactly the same place, as this is kind of how we play these single note riffs. We keep your hand or your fingers in one position on the neck. Otherwise, you may be able to play this, sure, with one finger. And it may sound right, it may sound great, but that's not using the kind of correct tools to put this riff together to allow you to play better riffs and harder stuff later on. We're kind of getting your finger training in here, and this is a great riff to be able to do it with. So one more recap. 7th fret, 7, 5, 5, 0, 0. Now if you have a look at the tab, which is on my website in the description below, that's exactly what gets written on that thickest string. So I do have a video, if tab's totally new to you and you've never come across it before ever, I do have a video on what is tab, but as a quick recap on that video, you have 6 lines, and in the first right hand corner it says tab, so you don't get it mistaken with kind of traditional notation. On tab, all that gets written are the fret numbers that we play, and basically not a lot else. So every line that makes up the tablature line, is a string on your guitar. The one at the top is your thinnest E string, and the one at the bottom is your thickest E string. This riff is all therefore tabbed on the thickest E string, which is to some people kind of upside down to how you'd think. But it means that on the top, the lines kind of show you if the melody goes up, it will look like it goes up on a page. If a melody goes low to high, it will look like it goes low to high on the page. And that's kind of the way around that you're looking at your guitar, because we're above it as well. So it's actually pretty logical, but if it's totally new to you, I sympathize, and you know it's something that is very strange when you first encounter it. But that's why we're doing this super easy riff, just to get used to it. Okay, so written down on that tab is the number 7, which is this first note, 7th fret, 7 again, then straight to 5, and then 5, 0, and 0. And I've also shown some indication of timing, because there's nothing written on the tab that shows you how long the notes actually last. So if there's a big space between the notes, you have to presume that there's a space in the music as well. But just to get used to how it's written, there's no precise kind of timing. You have to have heard this riff to be able to play it accurately. And that's electric guitar kind of in a nutshell. We do have to use your ears and be really familiar with a song before you can play it correct. And certainly try and play this along to the record as kind of as a checkpoint, as a make sure that you're doing this riff correctly. You can even use services such as VLC Media Player or QuickTime Pro. If you own a song, you can slow down the song slightly, or any breadth of music production software that's kind of freely available. Audacity is really good, totally free if you like kind of downloading things and being able to see the audio as well, so you can play along to it. Really handy. You don't have to be a computer wizard to be able to do this stuff. Just slowing the song down slightly can be really handy when you're learning rock riffs, but playing along to the original with a riff that is at your level is the best way around doing this. And if you can play it along to me as well, we know what we're doing. So we have 2 riffs. We have riff 1, which we're going to repeat 4 times. And then we're going to go to riff 2, And we're going to do that 4 times, and then we're going to go back to the first one 4 times. This is just a shorthand version of the structure that happens in the song. And the real challenge is being able to go from open chords to a single string and back to open chords. And that's kind of what all rock guitar tends to do. Mixing a little bit of single note playing with open chords. Any kind of classic rock riff tends to do this. So let's give it a go. If you're comfortable with doing them both on their own, let's give it a go. We've got your first riff starting on your E major. We're going to do it 4 times and then go to your single notes. Play along to me in 1, 2, 3, 4. E, E, A, A, E, E, A, A. 3rd time through. And 4th time. 2 single notes. 7, 7, 5, 5, 0, 0. 7, 7, 5, 5, 0. 2 more. 7, 7, 5, 5, 0, 0. 7, 7, 5, 5, 0, 0. Back to open chords. E, E, A, A, E, E, A, A, E, E, and end on E. And there you go. There's possibly your first ever proper rock riff. Please play that along to the song and check out the other songs in this beginner's course where we're going to learn lots of really easy rock and roll riffs. Please check out the website for all my video lessons in order. Subscribe if you dig what I do, and I'm sure I'll see you again.